Good morning. I've got a couple of new assignments posted for you, and I wanted to talk to you about one of them in particular. But before I get into that, I want to apologize for the YouTube thing. As first time I've had people make comments. I've asked my students to make comments. I've had comments from people on YouTube. I didn't know that you had to have a YouTube account in order to make a comment on somebody's video. So one of my students was saying that she had trouble getting her account started. If you do, just send me an email and tell me that you did see the announcement for today, the one I'm doing now. You don't have to set up an account in YouTube unless you want to. And if you're very experienced with YouTube and you know how to get rid of the favorites, related videos that show up on the right, I've always noticed those, but I never have really, tried to attempt to get rid of them. If anybody knows how to set up my videos so when you go to look at it, it doesn't show the related ones, I'd greatly appreciate it. Give you a little extra credit if you tell me how to get rid of those. I did a little search this morning to do that because I had a comment from one student that said he liked my video and he liked that one of my related videos was the cops farting. So I wish I could get rid of those related videos, but I don't know how to do that. So if you do that, I greatly appreciate it. Now on to the assignments. One of them is another discussion. It's talking about your writing process. And let me just make a comment about your discussions. We talked about it. I had one conversation with one student that was a good one about the re, the dreaded re, as you read about, and how much I despise the dreaded re. And I didn't really mark off, as you'll see, for these first two discussions in week one, your introduction and your writing process, your writing example. I didn't really mark off if you left the re in there. But I want you to be sure from now on, starting with today's week two's discussion, that you be sure you don't put that re, when it automatically pops up, you go in there and delete it and add another subject line. As I talk about in that lecture, and I think I might have mentioned before, to me, when you make a response, think of your response, your subject line as like a title to a story. It gives the reader that you're responding to a hint of what's coming on. Makes them want to go ahead and look and read your response immediately. So come up with a good response in your subject line. It kind of reflects what you're writing about. Okay. Your discussion is going to be about your writing process. Everyone has a writing process. You read about it in chapter 1 and 2. And everybody's different when it comes to writing. So that's what I want you to do in a discussion for this week. Talk about your writing process. The other assignment's one that you're going to either love or hate. This is the assignment that I have students curse me over and thank me for later on. It's a very interesting assignment. I know people are going to react different ways to it. But like I believe when it comes to writing, practice makes perfect. The only way you're going to get better with your writing is to write and do more of it. That's why I say at the beginning of this class, and in that little contract confirmation letter, this is a very interactive class. So your other assignment, when it'll run through the whole rest of the semester, is your blog. Some people already saw that. I forgot to block off the blog prompts when we first started, but now I'll open them back up again and start off with the first one. But you want to start keeping your blog. Now I've kind of changed the requirements a little bit. You only have to go in and post your blog 3 times a week, 3 different days. Today's Monday. That's when your blog will start. The week runs through Sunday, 7 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So any one of those 7 days, 3 different days of those, you need to post at least 100 words. 100 words or more. That's my little minimum. The other requirement is that, since you're practicing your writing, you want to make sure that you, check your grammar and your spelling. That goes back to the discussions too. I'm finding mistakes. Not many mistakes in the original post because people are writing them offline and then copy and pasting them. But when they respond to somebody, it's very easy. Just go in there and click on respond, type a quick response, and you might miss some errors you made. So be careful of the mistakes, errors, mechanical errors I call them, grammar, spelling, punctuation, in your blog post. Starting today, you're going to start keeping your blog, or 3 days this week, I should say. 3 different days. You can respond to the other people. This is a blog, not a journal. So it is open to everyone. So when you post something, be sure that you keep it clean, since everybody's going to be able to read it. And if you want comments, ask for comments. If you see something you want to comment on somebody else's. That's what a blog is all about. So start your blog, 100 words at least or more. If you have a blog of your own, some people might already have a blog on the net somewhere like I do. You can post a link to that blog as long as you did it on that day. So start your blog, and as you say, some people will start cursing me, some people want to start praising me. And my favorite story, and I'll bore you a little bit more, when I was teaching, first started teaching 20 years ago. I was on a real campus, University of South Florida, and I was teaching a freshman English class, kind of like this. And I made them keep a journal that I would check every week. And they had to write every day in that one. And I remember a student 3 years later, as I was leaving the campus or walking along the commons, a student came up behind me and yelled my name and came up to me and says, Mr. Jackson, I used to curse you a lot when you gave us that journal assignment. But I want to tell you now that once I left your class, I had to keep writing. I kept my journal going. I'm glad I did. I can go back and look at what I wrote 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm the same way with my journals. I have journals that go back to my 20s. And there's some things in there that I can't believe I wrote. So, that's your assignments. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will talk to you later.